holding 11 plus years of experience in this IT domain, and the recent times are working more on the continuation technology, which means that it is around 2016 mid. Somewhere I have started more on concentrating my career more on continuation technology. So I'm holding certificates from Azure Cloud. It is Azure DevOps certification and Azure Developer as well. And I even holding other certifications as well, like OpenStack, and then Kubernetes, two certifications like CKA and CKS, and AWS Solution Architect Associate. So this is all about me, and let us see the content what we are going to discuss in this course. But before coming there, I just want to check with few people. Like, let's say we need to understand what is information technology, and then what is website, and what is an operating system, what is a network, and what is an internet, and finally, what is cloud computing. You might be hearing this particular terminologies on daily basis, or maybe the task what you are trying to perform at your organization or somewhere else, you might be hearing a lot. First of all, information technology. Everybody knows what is IT. But what is information technology? If someone asks you, what do you say? In a shorter way to explain that. Does anyone have some answer to it? Information technology. What do you guys know about information technology? See, you're trying to get a job in IT, right? So what is that information technology? The device that we use to store the data or to transfer the data is called as information technology. Information is all about data, right? How you'll store your data. Earlier we used to write in a paper. After computer came into picture, what we are doing? We are storing in a system in a form of binary. In a form of binary. And the data we are trying to transfer across the globe over the internet. Okay, so all these things that are developed is called as technology to transfer the information or to store the information. That is all about information technology. Then what is website? Does anyone know what is a website? You might be using a lot of websites. Facebook, Gmail, Yahoo. You might be using WhatsApp, Flipkart, Amazon. You are using these kind of websites, right? What is a website? Does anyone have some idea on it? No answers or not? See, these are not something that I'm teaching you. You know, you might have heard about this, or you know some basic of it. What is a website?
It is a collection of web pages.
So it's a collection of pages where it will store the information, right? Where it will display the information
regarding that.
For example, yeah, whether you take e-com website, social networking websites, or other websites and all. Okay, so what is that for? Information. For example, I want to start up a company. I want to sell my products as an e-com. What I will do, I have to design a website with my developer, and that website has to transfer my information across the globe, so that when people are visiting my website, they'll look at different pages: home page, contact us, gallery, and let's say products. They'll be looking at different pages. So website is a combination of web page. What is a web page? It's the information that it will transfer. It could be videos, it could be pictures, or it would be some content. What do you see on the website? Nothing else, right? Apart from information, pictures, or videos. Okay, so combination of web pages is called as website. What is an operating system? You take Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, or Linux. You take. Why we use operating system in technical? What is the purpose? In order to talk to the hardware. So as a human being, we cannot understand binary language, ones and zeros. So what it will do, my operating system will transfer the information to the hardware. Because if I give a hard disk to you, can you talk to it? It doesn't understand your language. It's a device. Devices can understand only binary language, ones and zeros combination. I cannot understand what is a binary language. Then who will help me out in order to transfer my information, or in order to fetch the information, or in order to store the information? Operating system will help me. Okay, that's the reason why we are using Android, iOS and all, right? We can install whatever the applications we want, and we can talk to our relatives, or I can open some websites, I can do some social networking or e-commerce. I can do many things over there because I know how to use Android. If I don't know how to use Android operating system, I don't know how to use it mobile, right? You can't. Okay, so that is the benefit of using operating system, and it can does multitasking, not only to transfer your information to the binary or binary to do or human readable. It can also do multitasking. I can play some video, let's say I'm playing now PPT presentation, at the same time we are in the go to meeting as well. Okay, I'm in the WhatsApp as well. So at a time I can do multitasking. That's what you do with the operating system. What is a network? When you have multiple devices that they want to talk to each other. For example, we want to talk to each other. We use certain language to talk to each other. Okay, so my medium waves will transfer over the air, right? And that will reach to you to be so basic level. So if you want to connect from one device to another device, we need a network. Okay, but if you want to communicate from one device to another device which is sitting somewhere else in the geographical location, then what is needed for us? Internet, network and internet. So network is used to connect to your devices. And what is internet? To connect multiple networks over the geographical location. That is called as internet. Okay. And what is cloud computing? Providing an IT resource, on-demand IT resource over the internet is called as cloud computing. So these are the fundamentals. You have to be so strong. See, when you're learning some particular tool or a technology, try to remember the basics. That will sustain you for longer period in any industry you take. So you have to be strong enough in basics to prove that or to convey that I'm talking about this particular points. Okay. So try to understand if you learn any technology or any tool. So try to learn from fundamentals. Fundamentals are the most important. Okay. So coming back to the point. So I'll be teaching you Linux operating system, shell scripting, both of them. So because everybody is not coming from a information technology background, right? You might be coming from non-IT background. You might be coming from different backgrounds. Maybe due to your career path, you have chosen something else, but now you want a job in IT. So if even one person is not aware, doesn't know about operating system, we have to start from there. So what I will teach and how I will teach, we will be not talking about Linux administration. We'll be talking about Linux operating system, what is necessary for our DevOps career or DevSecOps career. Okay, I need to know how to use operating system. For that, I need to know the commands. I need to know how to create a machine and install operating system. We need to do that. Okay, so we need to know how to install operating system as well, Linux. And we need to know how to use that operating system. We need to know how to install packages. That is called as package management. We need to know how to create a partitions on the disk or how to use a disk. We need to know how to create a users or user management and permissions management. So we need to learn all these things. Okay, so that I'll be teaching from scratch. You don't need to worry about that. And all the topics what I'm teaching right now or what I'll be discussing right now, you can practice on your local system itself. You no need to purchase any new laptop or a new configurations and all. You can practice on your local system itself at free of cost. Okay, you can learn all these particular technologies what I will display right now on your local system itself. Okay, the only thing what you have to do is you have to practice whatever I'm teaching. So daily basis it will be 1 hour, same time 8 to 9. So after this particular session, what you will do, you have to replicate. Means whatever the topics I've discussed today, try to recall them and try to practice them and come up with the questions on the next day's session. And if you have more questions, we can discuss. And then I'll go to the next topic. Okay. So the ultimate goal is you have to understand, not me. So you have to practice, then only you will come up with the questions. If you don't practice, right, it is a one-way channel. You will not understand, so you will not ask questions, you will never understand what is a technology. So if you want to get a job in IT industry with a good package, you have to practice. Okay, you have to be thorough on that particular topic to understand what we can do, what we are not supposed to do, what is the benefit of this. Every tool, every functionality will have advantages and drawbacks. You need to understand both of them. What is the benefit of learning that? you will come to know where I can use it or where I cannot use it. If you know about the functionality, you will come to know where I can do it, where I can use it, so that you can provide a solution to your client. Client doesn't know how to use it right. That's the reason he's paying a salary to your company, your organization. Okay, so we are as a we have to feel that it is our product, and we have to provide a solution to the client. If I need to provide a solution to the client, first I need to know what are the functionalities we have, the tools what we are learning. And as part of Azure Cloud, I'll be teaching Microsoft Entra ID, and then virtual machines, VNet, which is comes under networking. First one comes under authentication authorization. So you will not understand today itself what is it, but I'll tell you orally a theoretical point that it is for authentication authorization. For example, you guys will log into the Facebook, right? Everybody has a different Facebook login username password. Is Facebook is sharing all the username passwords common to everyone? No, everybody has their own username password. How you are able to create your account and how you are able to log in, that all comes under authentication authorization. Same thing if you want to do it in Azure Cloud, you have to use a service called Microsoft Entra ID. Earlier it is called as Azure Active Directory. In the recent times they have modified the name. Now it is called as Microsoft Entra ID. From past 1 year they have renamed it. Wherever you will hear the sentence called Azure Active Directory, just convey that into Microsoft Entra ID. That is a new naming convention. And then virtual machines. Virtual machines is all about how to create a machine and install operating system. We have totally two types of machines: physical machine, virtual machine. Physical machine in the sense your laptop or your bare metal server, those are called as physical servers. Now here we are creating virtual machines. Okay, virtual in the sense what? Created by a software. Now we are in the virtual meeting, right? Virtual meeting in the sense what? You are sitting somewhere in your geographical location. I am sitting somewhere in my geographical location. How we are able to talk to each other? Because we are using internet and we are using some software that is called as GoToMeeting. So what is a GoToMeeting right now? A software which is helping us to communicate with each other, sitting somewhere else in the geographical location. Similar to that, if you want to create a mission by using a software, it is called as virtual mission. There are a lot of benefits of it, and I'll tell you what is that later. And then if you want to learn about networking in Azure Cloud, we have to know about VNet, virtual network. And then load balancing. Sometimes you might have seen when you watch the YPL matches or other products and all, or applications and websites, some millions and billions of people will be watching it on a live especially. So when those many people are watching your application, do you think one server will handle all the traffic? No, there are plenty of servers that will be running in the background. And who will split the traffic? Means who will divide the traffic into multiple servers equally to reduce the load on the one server? That will be done by load balancer. Load balancer means the load on the server will be balanced on multiple nodes. Okay, without sending the traffic to a single node, it will send the traffic to multiple nodes. That is the job of load balancer. So similar to this, we have many topics which we have to discuss in Azure Cloud, like Azure Disk, Azure Files, Azure Blob, Azure Tables, Azure Container Instances. For your career, this one, Azure Apps, Container Apps, Azure Container Registry, and Azure Kubernetes Services. These four services, what I have displayed on the screen right now, are the most important for your career. The most important. Azure Container Instances, Azure Container Apps, Azure Container Registry, and Azure Kubernetes Service. These four are so important for your career. I'm not saying that other services you should not learn, but you have to concentrate more on these services a lot. After this, Azure Monitoring and Azure CADN, Content Delivery Network, and then Azure Web Application Firewall, Azure Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Virtual Machine Scale Set, Azure DNS, ARM template, Azure SQL, and then file integration with AKS. So these are the services what I will be discussing on Azure Cloud. So these are the services which are given to the customers or the users who wants to use Azure Cloud. These are important for your career. If you want to be a DevSecOps engineer, you have to learn these services from Azure Cloud. Apart from this, you have to concentrate more on Azure DevOps services as well. What are DevOps services? Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure artifacts, Azure boards, Microsoft Defender for containers, Microsoft Defender for Kubernetes. These are the services which we have to concentrate as part of DevOps. What is meant by DevOps? A simple way to understand is we have to use a common tools for developers and operations team. Both of them has to use a common tools. If I use a common tool, what is the benefit? Your developer will come to know whether it is a code issue or whether it is a platform issue, so that we can reduce the gap between the developers and operations team. Or else if you don't have a common tools, what will happen? Developer will say that it is not my issue. What operations will team will say everything is fine, there is no issue at all in the server, it is a code issue. Then the argument will happen. We will never understand whether it is a code issue or a server issue. To fill this gap, what we have to use? Some automation tools. Okay, so as part of that, in the DevOps, to collaborate your developers and operations team together by using a common tools, we use a DevOps technology. DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is a culture. Okay, that is a culture what we are adopted by many of the organizations to automate your process from developing the product to the deployment of the product. Okay, this entire thing will be automated. If I need to automate this entire cycle, I have to know about these particular services in Azure Cloud. Okay, after completing these particular two things, we need to concentrate on non-cloud DevOps tools. What are those? Prometheus and Grafana for Kubernetes, because we have to monitor the entire Kubernetes cluster. For that, we have to use some monitoring tools, and Git, which comes under version controlling system, and then Ansible, which comes under configuration management, and Terraform. Understand, Terraform is also important for your career a lot. Okay, so after Docker and Kubernetes, the most important tool that you have to learn or concentrate is nothing but Terraform. After that, Git is a simple thing. It doesn't need too much effort from your end to understand this particular Git concept. It is pretty simple. And next one is Ansible. It is a configuration management tool. And then SonarQube, which is used for static code analysis. So these are non-Azure services. These services you will not find out in Azure Cloud. We have to use these are third-party services, means other tools actually, but it is most widely used tools by many of the organizations. Okay, and after completing this, we need to learn about security, because we are learning about DevSecOps, right? Not DevOps. We are learning DevOps plus security. Who want to use? What to say? If you are concentrating more on DevOps, I don't want my career on DevSecOps early of the stage. You can learn only DevOps. In this particular topics what I'm teaching right now, you can skip security. Other services you can learn. So this course is all about DevOps and DevSecOps. DevOps plus security, both of them. So individually I'll be teaching security tools. If you don't want DevSecOps, you can learn only DevOps from this particular entire training program. Okay, I divided them instead of clubbing them. What are the tools that we'll be learning? Triley, Docker security using CIS benchmark testing, Kubebench, and Kubelinter. So these are the 4 tools that we will be using as part of security. Apart from, I'll show you, we will be learning some security services from Azure Cloud as well, like Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Web Application Firewall, roles, policies. There are many things that are not displayed here. So it is part of Azure Cloud. We'll be learning them as well. Apart from that, we'll be learning some third-party tools as well as part of security. So after learning all these particular services what are displayed on the PPT, we will be building some real-time projects. Okay, so if you want to be a DevSecOps engineer, first what you need to concentrate on, first you need to learn all the tools what are displayed on the screen. First you have to learn them. After that, what we will do, see, learning just a service, it doesn't help you, right? We need to understand some real-time scenarios. For that, what I will do, for every topic that we complete, right, I'll give you the task. You have to do it. It is not mandate, but it is only for your career. If you want to get a job, what are the scenarios I give you in the classroom, right? Try to do them or try to complete them. That is enough for you. No need to prepare for interview as well. If you prepare for the topics what I'm teaching and the task what I've given, that is more than enough for you to clear the examination. Sorry, to clear the interviews as well. Not examination, to clear the interview. Okay. So I need more effort from your end. You have to listen to the topics what I'm teaching. If you're not able to understand, please pause me saying that Sudhir, I'm not able to understand this topic, can you repeat again? I'll be repeating it. No hesitation, right? So I'll be repeating the topic. For example, you practiced after the class was completed. You're not able to understand some particular topic. Again, you want that particular topic to be repeated or you need some particular doubts to be clarified. We can discuss. Okay, every day we'll have a QA session for 10 minutes. So we can discuss on that. So though the class is for 1 hour, we'll be conducting only for 50 minutes, the continuous practical session. 10 minutes will be a QA session. In that QA session, you can ask all your questions. Okay, so this course is all about two-way interaction. I need a support from you as well. If I need to teach a topic, okay, you have to practice, then only you'll come up with the questions. Then only we can discuss about it. So you have to do some basic R&D. Don't listen only to what I say. Try to do a research and see whether I'm saying what I'm saying is valid or not. When you listen to the technical terms, try to search in the Google with the same technical term. You will get a lot of documents, YouTube videos and all. Watch them. I'm not saying you that you have to watch only my videos. Based on the topics what I'm teaching, watch some third-party videos as well. Come up with the questions. Okay, whenever I give you the task, try to do your own R&D. If you're not getting any help, try to watch some videos or some particular documentation and all. Still you're not getting help, you can ask me questions. Okay, always I will be available in WhatsApp, except in my IST times at midnight, I'll not be available. But other times when you try to bring, we'll be creating a WhatsApp group. And all the people will be who are joining to this course will be added into the WhatsApp group. Whenever you have any questions, you can post over there. Because of this, what will happen if I am not able to answer? Some student know about that answer. He will respond. So communication will be improved. People will have some proper interaction. And if you try to give someone solution, that will help many people in that group. So communication is so important. So don't keep your knowledge to yourself. Try to share. That is also so important. Okay. So try to explain someone. If you know about some particular topic, and if a person is struggling in understanding it, try to explain him. Right. So it will improve your knowledge, and he will also understand the topic. Okay. So that is what I want to ask you people, that you have to practice. If you want to practice, only join the course. If you don't want to practice, if you want to only listen, I would say don't join this course straight away. We don't want a people only for money purpose. If you want to get a job, try to practice. What are the topics I've given or what are the tasks I've given, you have to do it. No postpones, nothing and all. I'll give you some time. You have to complete within that time frame. Maybe 2 days or 3 days or 1 week. It all depends upon the weightage of the topic and the task what I've given. Okay. So if you want to understand my course and all, join for the 2 to 3 days. Listen to my way of teaching. If you are able to understand, see, everybody will not understand my language or my flow. So try to listen to 2 to 3 days. See whether you are comfortable or not. Okay. But don't think that why this syllabus is huge. If you want to get a job with a good package, you have to learn. There is no other choice for us. Whether you are a 10 years experience or 13 years experience or 5 years experience or 2 years experience. What is your relevant experience? Whether you are a fresher. Okay. You might be having some experience in other backgrounds, right? Other technology. But relevant experience. Relevant in the sense what? We are looking for a profile called DevSecOps. What is your experience in DevSecOps? That is called as relevant. That is not a total experience. That is called as relevant experience. The course what I am teaching right now, you can add a relevant experience of 5 years up to maximum. By the way of my teaching or the topics what I am covering, you can put a resume with a relevant experience of 5 years. I'll be helping you out in resume preparation as well. You no need to worry about that. See, I'll be taking care rest of the things. You have to concentrate on practicing and understanding the topic. Until without looking into the notes, you have to be in a position without looking at the notes. You need to understand the topic. Okay, that is where you have to be in the position. So think about it. So before joining the course, if you are ready to prepare, or if you're ready to your interest has to be in the starting day till the last day. You need to have the same tempo. Okay, I don't want the people who has a tempo only for half of the syllabus, but later you will watch some videos later, you'll not join the classes and all. Okay, if it is a valid reason, that's fine, but if you're not joining the class, only listening to it, I would say don't join this course. Not at all. We don't want the people for namesake and the count. Okay, who wants to get a job with a proper practice, you can continue with this particular sessions. And one more thing is, with this particular topics what I'll be covering, right, you can look for a job profiles like cloud DevSecOps engineer, or Azure DevOps engineer, or Azure solution architect. Okay, so after completing the completion of this particular course, you can search for any profile what I've listed here: cloud DevSecOps engineer, or Azure DevSecOps engineer, Azure DevOps engineer, or Azure solution architect. Okay, now the major question which everybody will ask is, what about project? Simple and straight away, whatever the application we are using in our Visualpath, I'll show you a few applications. We have our live applications, that is ktengineers.com, one of the website, and we have visualpathedu.com, for example, not this one, edtech. And then we have some websites like mset. So we have plenty of our websites. Now how this particular website is designed, we are not worried about that. So developer will take care of it, right? As a DevOps engineer, your developer will develop the code. What is your responsibility? You have to automate the entire process. What is meant by automation? Developer will write the code. He will not store the code in his local system, and he will not deploy it. He will test the code whether whatever the logic I have written is working or not. But that is not my proof of concept, saying that my code what I've written is working fine. I have to deploy this code on the server. How will you deploy it? Will you deploy it manually? No, that is not an automation process. So your developer will be writing a code. He will push the code to the Git, which I've displayed the screenshot, right? Version control system. So developers will be pushing the code to the Git, and from there we have to deploy the code in the server. This entire process what you build is called as pipelines. I'll be showing you that as well in the live project. So this is the application what I'll be showing you to deploy. The live project it is. Okay, so this entire application I will show you end by end how to deploy this application on Azure cloud, and what are the services we have to use, how to integrate them, what are the best practices we have to follow. All the topics I'll be discussing them one by one. But if I need to know them, or if I need to understand that, first you need to learn Azure services. First you need to complete your fundamentals and the services, then we can do only project. Without understanding the basics, you will never understand what I'm trying to show or what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so before we come to the end of the course, before we complete our live project, everybody has to know about Azure cloud, the services what I've taught. Okay, then we can do the live project. So this is our live project right now, this live application what I'll be showing you how to deploy it. Not only that, this code I cannot share it to everyone. Code I will not be sharing you, but I will show you how to deploy it end to end. Apart from that, if you want to practice on your own, there are some open source projects which I've already developed, and they're available in my Git repository. So this is my Git repository right now, GitHub account, and I'll be showing you one project which is a Python project. Actually, somewhere here it is. And Python image, yeah, this one. I'll give you this particular project access. It is a public, everybody can access, and I will tell you how to deploy it. Orally I will tell you, but what you guys have to do, you don't need to worry about the development they have done. You need to know how to deploy it. As a developer, someone has given you the code. How will you deploy it? What are the best practices that you will follow? That is what we are going to discuss. This is one of the project which I want to show you as well. Okay, this is another project, and after completing this particular project, then only you can add the particular project into your resume. What are the live project what I'm discussing here, you can add in your resume for 3 years as a relevant experience, not more than that. at least for 0 to 3 years. If you're a fresher, you can add it as an internship. But if you need to add an internship, you have to get a pay slips from a company. That is not needed. So if you want to go through fresher, try to add this one as a project. Okay. Or else you can add this one as an open source project. That is sufficient for you. But who wants to add some fake experience or some genuine experience and all, relevant and all, try to add this particular project as your project. I'll tell you how to add it. What are the points you have to add in your resume? That is the last level of our topics right now. We are too early to it. Okay. So this is the entire topics what I will be discussing in this Azure DevSecOps. So first we need to learn about operating systems, Linux operating system, then Azure services, and then Azure DevOps services, then non-Azure DevOps services, security tools. These 5 topics we have to learn. Daily basis 1 hour. Saturdays sometimes we'll have a session, or sometimes we don't have a session. It all depends upon the syllabus how I'm trying to complete it. Okay. So, and one more thing is, whenever you have any doubts, you can ping me on the WhatsApp group once it is created. I would recommend everyone first join the course for 2 to 3 days. Listen to the topic. Today it is a demo, right? I might be perfect. You might think that okay, he's teaching good, but when you go to the actual course, you may not feel that particular what is a tempo or something like that. So instead of you getting disappointed, I would say join for 2 to 3 days. Listen to the session, how I'm teaching, whether you are able to understand or not, whether I'm going in a proper tempo or not, you are able to catch it or not. Try to understand all these things. Then to join the course. Okay. So this course duration will be 2.5 months to complete. Okay. Excluding Sundays. Excluding Sundays, it will take 2.5 months to complete this particular entire training program. So get prepared for it. Okay. So these are the things what I want to explain today as part of introduction. And from tomorrow we will be starting our actual course. Okay, from tomorrow itself we'll start this training program. Okay, no delays and all. So tomorrow from the same time we'll be starting our session. So Malti will be sharing you all the links to join this particular session. So any questions from your end, guys? And moreover, final one, if you want to contact me on one-to-one, means if you want to get some help or some particular suggestions and all, you can drop me an email on this particular address, or we can just connect over YouTube channel. That is Sudhir DevOps. So that is my YouTube channel. If you want to know how I will be teaching, how the topics I will be covering and all, if you want that particular confidence, okay, try to watch my YouTube videos. From there you'll get a feedback and everything, right? Based on my feedbacks of the people also, you can understand how I'm teaching and all. It is a transparent, nothing to hide. Okay. Yeah. Now any questions, we can have a Q&A session. If you have any doubts, career wise or a technology wise, you can talk to me one by one. So Harika, do you have any questions?
One question. In the
Yeah,
DevOps,
Ram, one by one.
works on like a Jenkins.
Ram, one by one. Harika, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Yeah. Venkat?
No, sir. I don't have any questions.
Yeah. Hari?
Hi, Sudhir. I have one question.
Just a second, I'm coming one by one. Sorry, don't mind. Okay. Hari?
Yeah,
Any
Sudhir.
questions?
Yes, I have a question. Do you teach the Kubernetes and Docker in this course, or
Yeah,
else?
yeah. See, I hope you have seen the slide actually. If you am not wrong, you can see this Azure Kubernetes services, and this is all about Docker. Can you see these two services?
Yes.
These two services comes under Docker. This comes under container registry, and this comes under Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, I'll be covering all the objects that we have in Kubernetes, like pods, daemon set, deployment, stateful set, services. Under services, again, we have the load balancer, cluster IP, node port, external IP, and then we have config map, secrets, authentication, policy. There are many things. Docker Kubernetes, you know, right? It's a vast syllabus.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm taking 2.5 months to complete this entire training program.
Got it. And
Yeah.
Sudhir, if we learn this AKS, we will be able to work on EKS also, right? I mean, other flavors of
Yeah,
Kubernetes.
yeah. To be frank, even if you learn on-premises Kubernetes cluster, you can work on any cloud. But the only thing is you need to have some fundamentals of Azure cloud. If you want to learn AWS EKS, right? You know VPC over there. Here it is the same thing, but there will be a different technical terms. But after the Kubernetes cluster was created, everything, the platform will be the same. Whether you take on-premises, whether you take Azure Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, IBM Cloud, or GCP Cloud, or Azure Cloud, after the Kubernetes cluster was created, everything was same, will be the same.
Yep. And Sudhir,
Is it?
one last doubt I have. Do you teach the Terraform and Ansible also? You mentioned those two tools, right?
Yes, I'll be teaching them.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
have. Thank you so much.
Can you see this? Just a second. Somewhere I've written this right. You can see this is
Yes.
so important for everyone. Terraform, you can contact your people who are working in software, especially in DevOps and DevSecOps. Ask them how Docker and Kubernetes Terraform is so important for your career. It is the most important. Many organizations have adopted these technologies a lot. So if you want to be in the competition of the market, you have to learn this particular technology for sure. Concentrate more on this particular three topics: Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform.
Sure.
That's all, Hari.
That's all, Sudhir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hema, any questions?
No, Sudhir.
Yeah. Rajesh, see, some people are saying no questions. I feel that you have understood. If you are feeling very shy, you can just type the messages on the chat room as well. So here, no one knows anyone, right? So don't feel shy whether how you are talking to me, whether you're able to frame the sentence in English or not. Don't hesitate like that. Everybody is here to learn something. Okay? So don't hesitate don't compromise because of someone. So be yourself and try to ask the questions. What are the sentence formation it is? I can understand. Okay? Yeah. Rajesh, any questions? No? Okay. Ram?
Yes, then I have I think there are two questions.
Yeah.
Like one is the question is that like DevOps you have to cover from the Jenkins also.
Jenkins, no. Why? Because, see, you have to learn one CI/CD tool. We have many CI/CD tools, right? We have Jenkins, we have Travis CI, Bamboo, AWS, what do you say? This is code pipeline. We are learning about Azure Cloud. So in Azure Cloud, what is the CI/CD pipeline we have? Azure pipelines. I'll be teaching only that. Why Jenkins is needed?
Okay.
It's
Maybe
not
they have
necessary.
that. Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
We have to learn any one of the tool from each and every topic. That's enough for us to enter into the cloud. Done, Ron? Any questions? Any more?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Upen, sorry,
Hello.
is it Upen?
Yeah, actually, I have one question.
Gupta, can you just wait for 2 minutes? I'll come in
Okay.
the order. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Upen. Upendra, right?
No doubt for today. That is fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Rama? Is it Ramakrishna? Whatever it is. Yeah. No questions? Swati? Any questions from your end? No. Venkat? What is it? S? I don't know who is it. S.
No doubt, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ashish Gupta? Yeah, now we can come up with the question.
Yeah, actually, I am from technical background, and I am currently working for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. So,
Office
uh,
365. Okay.
yeah. So during the deployment, it will helpful. Like Microsoft Azure will helpful
See,
because
right now you are working on a product called Microsoft 365, right?
it is for finance and operations. So I am technical coding part. So only just I
Okay.
am taking care of like development and deployment. But yeah, higher environment like my senior is taking the responsibility. So and they are
Okay.
using like Azure pipelines, like the same thing.
Yes.
So in this session, like you will also guide like how we'll take care of the deployments, like
Yes. So you have
production.
to know about blue green deployment. Okay. Rolling update deployment. There are some deployment strategies, right? You need to learn
Okay,
them as well.
okay,
That's what
okay,
I'll
fine.
be teaching.
Okay, fine. Like DevOps to Azure. Okay, so like
Yes.
I will learn this
Yes.
kind of things, right? Yeah.
So simple thing. Now we are
Okay.
learning DevOps technology on
Okay.
Azure Cloud. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to pick your career on AWS, we'll be learning AWS Cloud. That's how the
Okay.
career we choose.
Okay. Got it. So like all Microsoft like support like will like helpful like Microsoft
Yes.
technical
See,
redesign.
Microsoft is having multiple products, right? Office
Okay.
365,
Mm-hmm.
Dynamics, and
Mm-hmm.
then Azure. Azure
Azure.
is also Microsoft product, right? It comes under
Yes.
cloud.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, clear from my side now.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Gopal, any questions?
Hi, Sudhir.
Yes, Fatih.
Is there any hands-on practices, like hands-on labs in this
See,
course?
yeah. See, this course is entirely all about practical sessions. Theoretically, I will be discussing hardly maybe 10 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day. Okay, but the entire session will be on practical session. Then you might ask a question where we have to practice on your local system,
Okay,
on your Azure free trial account. You can practice. No need to purchase
okay,
anything. You don't need to spend any
okay,
amount on that.
okay,
I'll be
okay,
telling you how to do it. All you guys have to practice according to the suggestions what I will give. Follow that. That is enough for you to
okay,
understand this technology.
okay, Sudhir.
Yeah, that's all
In
right,
this free,
Swati.
in this free trial, we are practicing DevOps also, like pipelines.
Yes,
All
yes.
are
So
combined.
free trial, what happens is they'll give you some credit of $200 for 1 month. Okay.
Yeah,
So 1 month you can
yeah.
practice right. After 1 month, what you will do? Again, you can create one more account with your relative name or something like that, right? And you can practice for
Okay,
one more month. Understood?
okay,
We have to utilize
okay,
like that way to understand the technology.
okay, Sudhir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, Gopal.
Hey, hi, Sudhir. Thank you.
Hi.
So, Sudhir, as you said, DevOps is like a culture, right? Azure DevOps. So, it will
Yes.
bring both development and operations team together, right? So, once we have a DevOps, and by which we can create the pipeline and we can deploy the source code, and we can see the all the deployment, right? Whether it's Python or C Sharp and all. Why again we
Yes.
required Ansible and all those things?
I'll tell you. For example, I have given you 10 servers and I asked you to deploy. I've given you some documentation steps as well. Let's say 10 pages or 20 pages, there are written some steps how to execute. Now, if I give the documentation to you and I ask you to do it on the 100 servers, how much time it will take for you? Some days together, right? It will not complete in 1 day. Let's say you are the only person what you have in your organization. It's a small company. You have 100 servers right now. You have to follow the same steps. One thing is it will take longer time. Second thing is what will happen? Human errors. Sometimes maybe intentionally or unintentionally, I might forget few commands while following the documentation. Because of this, what will happen? Something will go wrong. Again, you have to do it from scratch. Okay, so this human errors, to avoid this human errors and to automate the process, we use Ansible. So Ansible, what it will do on behalf of you, it will log into your all the servers what you have configured, and what are the steps you have written, it will execute. That's an automation, right? So Ansible is a configuration management tool. When you log into your system or before you log out from the system, whatever you do, Ansible will do it. Ansible, Puppet, Ceph, SaltStack,
So,
they will do it on behalf of you.
Sudhir, it means that we are not going to deploy the means application through the Azure DevOps. We can
No,
create
I
a
will tell
pipeline
you.
and all, and
Again, I will
after
come
that
back.
we will use Ansible.
Again, I will come back. See, why we use a pipeline to run the commands, to trigger the commands. That commands, what they will do the task what I have told you right now. Someone has to trigger the commands, right? Who will trigger those commands? Your Azure pipelines or the Jenkins CI/CD or AWS code pipeline or any other pipeline that you use. Pipeline is used to execute some series of steps. But what that steps will do with the tools, what you are doing, it will do that particular respective job. Understood now? Nothing has to be a manual step. Everything has to be automated. Who will trigger that automation commands? Your pipeline will trigger them in a series order.
Okay,
You
got it.
understood
And
how
what
it
about the Terraform, Sudhir? Why we require this one?
Terraform what it will do? Terraform what it will do? For example, I logged into Azure account. I want to create some services for my organization. Can I do it manually? Yes, I can do it. But the problem is, do I remember all the things what are necessary? I don't know, right? Sometimes I can remember, but not all the time. Instead of that, what I will do, I will need to automate that process. If I'm trying to log into the dashboard, I'm doing it from the dashboard. It is a manual step. It's not an automation. So when you want to use a DevOps, what we have to do, everything we have to automate. Developing the code will be done manually. That cannot be automated, right? Only development of the code will be done manually. Rest of the things, testing the code, building the code, creating the infrastructure, deploying that code on the infrastructure, everything will be done through pipelines. So for building the infrastructure, what we have to use on Azure Cloud, Terraform. We can create through manually, but manual is not the right option in automation culture. We have to use Terraform for spinning up the infrastructure on your Azure Cloud. That's the reason why we are learning Terraform rather than ARM templates in Azure Cloud. That's the main purpose of Terraform.
Okay, got it. So one last question, Sudhir. So I don't have any development experience. I actually worked
This is
from the
not
data
needed.
engineering side. Okay.
This entire course
So
doesn't need any development knowledge. Only thing what we'll be learning is shell scripting. That's all. Okay.
no, one problem is there. Actually, what I have gone through few videos for yours. Okay, so one question I have. So how we will decide which type of query or which type of a script we require to run, like npm build, npm run. So how we will decide from the
Yeah,
source, right?
that will be given by your developer. Developer will give you these commands. We need to know how to automate that process. Understood? See, even I'm a developer right now. So let's say I'm a developer, you're an operations team. You can't say that I'm an operations team, I don't know that commands. You have to do some R&D. What is npm command? What it will do? Why they run npm install? Why they run build? If I say like that, why my Visualpath will recruit me? I'm managing those applications, right? All these are applications are running on React.js full stack, main stack they're using. If I tell them I don't know npm and all, they'll not accept. I need to have some basic knowledge on the tools. I'm not talking about coding. Coding will be done by developers. They know the npm commands. But apart from them, even I need to know what is npm run build, what is maven build, what is docker image build. We need to know these commands. We have to know the basics. Then only we will come to know when we code is driven, how will you automate that? How will you build the code? That is needed for us.
Okay, Sudhir, got it. Got it. Thank
Yeah, Neeraj. Any questions?
Yeah, I had one question after. Can you hear me?
Can we
Hello.
hear? Yeah,
After
your voice
doing
is
this
breaking a little
course,
bit.
can this course helps in preparing both for Azure DevOps and security certification?
Yes, yes. You can plan. I would say the better which you can complete faster is nothing but CKA exam, Kubernetes. And that is also important. Parallel, concentrate on that as well. I'll help you out if you are planning for any certification. Okay?
CKAD. Okay. Okay.
CKA, Kubernetes certification.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Ashish. Any questions? No?
No,
Yeah.
nothing from my side.
Thank you. So what I say again is nothing but listen for 2 days. Check whether you are comfortable or not. Then take your own decision. But try to practice. If you don't practice, if you only listen, you will never understand the topics what I'm teaching. Though you are a fresher, though you don't know what is IT, we can start our career from scratch because we are teaching from there. Or else we could have started directly from Azure Cloud without teaching Linux, right? So I'll be teaching Azure Cloud parallelly with Linux operating system as well. Okay? It is
Sudhir, one
all. It
last
is for
question.
every. Yeah, Hari.
Sudhir, sorry to interrupt you. One last question. Yeah. Do you share the recording videos? Because if sometimes we
Yeah,
want to get.
recorded video will be shared to everyone, and daily basis we will do the session recording. Once you people join the course, right? They'll give a portal access to you, and all the videos daily basis will be uploaded in that portal, and you can watch it for lifetime. Okay, it's not only for the course completion. After the course completion, also they'll give you the access for lifetime, and you can use it. Is that your question,
Yeah,
Hari?
that's all. That's correct. Thank you, Sudhir.
Thank you all. Let us meet tomorrow and then we'll
Sudhir,
have
quick
our own
question.
discussion.
Hello.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Sudhir, I just joined. I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, maybe I just joined late.
Yeah, can you don't mind and watch the recording if you means you have just joined, right? You may not get the
Yeah,
points what I've told.
correct. So the one quick question is, so are we going to cover Azure DevOps PMO side or like springboards,
Azure
backlog?
DevOps?
Yeah.
What? Come
Are,
again. You were saying something. Azure DevOps.
are, we specifically focus on Azure DevOps on the PM activity side, like no backlog.
Yes. Yes. Troubleshooting. See, guys, troubleshooting will be done. Okay. Scenario-based questions. If you go to the interviews nowadays, they'll not ask you what is VM, what is Microsoft Entra ID, what is Kubernetes, what is container. These questions are gone. 4 years back, 5 years back, before COVID. Okay. Now what people are asking scenario based questions. What they will ask you, you are in this situation right now. Let's say server is not working fine. How will you start your troubleshooting? Where you will start? You need to know, right? You need to know what is virtual machine, what is security. Okay. So you have to have some knowledge. Only the people who worked practically, they will understand. Based on the question, what you have to answer. These are called as scenario based questions. Nowadays, people
Okay.
are asking it. According to that, I'll be my teaching. My teaching will be in that scenario. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I just understand that. So I mean, is it really like that is related to the infra Azure DevOps? But what about that Azure DevOps of project management?
Project manager.
Yeah, project management. Like we use a creation of sprints and dashboards, task boards, Kanban
See,
charts.
sprints and all, I'll not be teaching this one, but I'll be teaching Azure boards. What is sprint? What is epic? What is bugs? Okay, what is
Okay.
a task? What is a subtask? What is called as what do you say? Scrum master. Okay, what is a PM? What he will do? What client is will be doing it? So we'll discuss that. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that comes
Thank
under
you.
Agile model. What you're asking? Azure with
Correct.
Scrum framework.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll be discussing